Sheffield United already have one foot in the playoff final after their 3-0 win against Bristol City. Many moments of controversy. Let's discuss everything that happened in that game and give my overall thoughts on the game. I just want to start off with the red card because that was the most crucial part of the game. By the way, if you're a Championship fan, if you're a Sheffield United fan and a Bristol City fan, do hit subscribe on this channel. You'll be very greatly appreciated. It takes 1 second to subscribe. Championship content daily, so as I say, if you could hit subscribe, very greatly appreciated. So we'll just start off to say the most controversial moment is the penalty, no doubt, on Rob Dickie on Kiefer Moore. Now, a lot of people saying they don't think it's a red card. They think it's a penalty and just a yellow card. For me, you look at it from this angle. Look at how far Rob Dickie is away from the ball. Eventually, he does touch the ball, but the only reason why he touches the ball is because he's pulled Kiefer Moore back. I'm seeing everywhere people complain at the referee and thinking the referee's had a shocker here. For me, that is absolutely not the case. And yeah, he gets the ball at the end of it, but that's absolutely irrelevant if he gets the ball at the end of it or not, because the initial foul is the pullback on Kiefer Moore. And as I say, look at how far he is away from the ball. He's a good 3 yards away from the ball. He pulls Kiefer Moore back, therefore stopping the goal scoring opportunity. Blatant pullback. He did it on purpose, and then gets around Kiefer Moore and then kicks the ball. But the initial foul was already made. So for me, that is an absolute stonewall red card in my opinion. So I don't understand why people are complaining in my opinion. And then we'll discuss the other Then we'll discuss the other moment of controversy as well. And this was the goal that Tyrese Campbell scored. The ball came into the box. Tyrese Campbell was onside. But then as you can see, Sidney Peck there is actually in an offside position. And we'll just go back to this slide here. So as you can see, Sidney Peck's clearly offside. Jason Knight is there on the cover. You can see there, number 12. Sidney Peck's in front of him, 42. Now, the ball then goes into the back of the net from Tyrese Campbell. Sidney Peck doesn't actually touch the ball, but in my opinion, is interfering with play. When we go back onto this slide here, I personally think Jason Knight is getting around the ball there and he's going to hook it clear. So I personally think there's another great decision from the linesman and the referee. A lot of people then saying that maybe that should have been a goal with Tyrese Campbell and Sidney Peck didn't actually get involved too much to the point where Jason Knight couldn't get it. For me, Sidney Peck absolutely affects the play there, and Jason Knight would have got it in my personal opinion if Sidney Peck wasn't there. So people are complaining about it. For me, it's definitely a contentious one, but it's one of them where I think you can't complain too much if it goes either way. I just think it's such a difficult decision to make for the official, and in my personal opinion, obviously other people disagree with me, but in my personal opinion, I think that's a fantastic decision from the referee and a fantastic decision from the linesman. By the way, I actually think the officials had a great game. A lot of people are complaining about it. I see loads of people saying that they've had shocking decisions in both of these moments, but they're very kind of open to debate goals and moments in the game where you can argue either way. But for me, I think it's a stonewall red card, and I think for me, Jason Knight is getting around the cover, and that goal was rightfully disallowed in my opinion. Let me know what you think of those two in the comments. But overall, 3-0 to Sheffield United, and comfortable in the end. The first half, I thought Sheffield United played really well in the match. Second half, honestly, I think they were very, very flat in the second half, but it's a typical Sheffield United performance. If you go back to Sheffield United's recent match and you look at the majority of the wins that they get, honestly, it's just typical. I'll go back to some of these games here. You look at the game against Sheffield Wednesday, they just get through it. The game against Preston, the game against QPR, they weren't great when they played against us, but they're just so good at grinding out the results and getting goals at crucial moments and playing in moments. As I say, the quality-wise in Sheffield United, in terms of their overall game, I don't think it's been very impressive. I've seen their overall performances, but as I say, in moments, the quality, the individual quality and the quality of players they've overall got on the pitch, and the way that they're set up to play, they're not meant to dominate, they're not meant to absolutely batter teams and create loads of chances. Sheffield United just get through games. And again, they completely deserve to win this game, as I say. Of course, they're up against 10 men for the whole of the second half. I just thought Sheffield United in the second half were pretty flat in the match. But Brooks scoring a very nice goal. Good ball from Harrison Burrows. Goes past a few players. Brooks puts it into the back of the net. Great celebration, by the way, as well. Flair goes off. Backflip. Vinny Souza mocking a backflip as well. Absolute scenes in the away. And I mean, there's nothing better as an away fan to see the ball go in the back of the net right in front of you. So Brooks making it then 2-0 to Sheffield United. And by the way, yeah, Harrison Burrows converting the penalty. Complete coolness, confidence, and a great penalty. And he's been very good for Sheffield United over the course of the season, giving Sheffield United that 1-0 lead. And you really felt going into the second half of that game, Sheffield United needed to get at least another goal in that game. As I say, they looked very flat. They weren't playing great. And it looked like maybe Bristol City could just come out of it with a 1-0 loss and they're not absolutely out of the tie. You think at 2-0, it's pretty much game over. Then when the third one goes in from Callum O'Hare, that absolutely finishes the game for me. No doubt whatsoever. Sheffield United will not go and concede 3 goals at Bramall Lane to take that game to extra time and penalties or whatever. There's no way that's happening in my opinion. Callum O'Hare, great flick. Really well improvised, actually. It looked like it just kind of hit him and he just landed on it in like real time. But then when you look at it back, he actually, he 100% means to do that, and it's a fantastic finish from Callum O'Hare. On the stats, Sheffield United absolutely dominating the stats as you'd expect with them being against 10 men for half of the match. I actually thought in the first half, Sheffield United were actually the better team. Individually, performance-wise, from a Bristol City perspective, honestly, they just didn't turn up. But they literally just didn't turn up. And, to have a pitch invasion, to have them incredible scenes on the last game of the season to, get themselves into the playoffs. Obviously, they've been sat in mid-table for years on years. To have scenes like that, and then to follow it up with a performance like that, is honestly embarrassing. Of course, the red card obviously plays a massive part in the reason why Bristol City lost the game. But at the end of the day, they didn't turn up at all. And you look at individually, no one really even had a good game for Bristol City. It's such a shame that they've gone that far. They've got themselves into the playoffs. And they really believe they could have had a chance with Sheffield United a lot being against them in terms of the fact, they got 90 points. They kind of fell apart at the end of the season. You would have really thought that Bristol City had a great opportunity, and they would feel that in the dressing room, that they had a fantastic opportunity to take, and it just hasn't happened at all. And in my opinion, they have absolutely bottled it. And Rob Dickie, by the way, a word on Rob Dickie, obviously me being a QPR fan, I've watched a lot of Rob Dickie, and that moment that's Rob Dickie for me summed up in his last season at QPR. He was absolutely terrible for us before he signed for Bristol City. He's been great over the course of the season for Bristol City. Obviously, very good on the ball, great in the air. But the one problem with Rob Dickie is, on the turn, you got people running in behind. I mean, it's Kiefer Moore running in behind, by the way. It's not like it's some rapid player, some really nippy forward. It's literally Kiefer Moore, who also can't run as well. And that's the problem. When he's on the turn, you've got someone running in behind him. It was pure panic from Rob Dickie. Absolute panic from Rob Dickie. And as I say, as a QPR fan, I've seen that happen far too many times, and it just gave me flashbacks to him playing centre-half at QPR. He does fit the system very well for Bristol City. In a back three, he suits it. In a back four, as I say, I think he's too slow to play in a back four. Suits the system perfectly. He's had a great season, but he'll be looking at that, I think, back at the end of the night, or whenever he next looks at it and think, yeah, I've made a big mistake there. And it is, as I say, it's unnecessary, and it's pure panic, and I don't think he 100%... he doesn't go in with the intention to absolutely bring Kiefer Moore down, but it's pure panic, and it's a heat of the moment thing where you just think initially just to grab your opponent and bring them to the ground. As I say, he got the ball, but it doesn't matter. When you pulled him down like that, it's a stonewall penalty for me. Sheffield United, I mean, it's professional performance, and Harrison Burrows doing well from left back, goal and assist. Really nice ball in for Brooks goal, for the Brooks goal. And by the way, Brooks looks like a really good impact sub, to be fair. He came on against Stoke the other week, scored a goal there with him being in the pitch for like a minute. And then as well as that, comes on again, was on the pitch for literally like 5 minutes. And again, gets himself another goal. So impressive stuff there. And Callum O'Hare coming off the bench as well and scoring. It just shows the quality of substitutions. You look at the players that came on for Sheffield United, comparing them to the players that came on for Bristol City. I mean, George Earthy's a very good player. Other than that, I mean, the substitutions in the bench just isn't anywhere near as strong as what Sheffield United have got. You look at, you bringing on Andre Brooks. Andre Brooks has been very good off the bench this season. Callum O'Hare, we know, is a very good player at championship level. Very clever player, as shown by that goal as well. Really nice goal. 2 goals there from your substitutes, just shows the impact of the players. You got Tom Davies, who's got Premier League experience, and bringing on Rob Holding as well, who's been really good whenever he's played for Sheffield United. Obviously hasn't played a lot over the course of the season, but back end of the season's played really well. And Sam McCallum as well, very good fullback. You look at that bench for Sheffield United, you've not even brought on Tom Cannon, you spent £10 million on. You got players out as well. You got players out like Ben Brereton, Diaz, and Ollie Arblaster, and even Sariki as well. You got a lot of options that can always play a part in that Sheffield United team. And fair play to Chris Wilder, honestly, because he's taken a lot of stick from all kinds of fan base, and pretty much everybody in the championship giving him stick, because the stuff that he says, the things that he does, obviously causes a reaction out of other fans and rival fans. So he's always got that target on his back, and to go out there and put in a professional performance like they did today, fair play to Chris Wilder. He got his lineup right as well. He played an interesting lineup, in my opinion. To go Tyrese Campbell, Kiefer Moore, and Ryan Brewster, starting all 3 of them. I was pretty surprised by that lineup, to be honest. Brewster, by the way, was really good. Took up some really good players, some really good spaces. Played very smart, in my opinion. Had a good game for Ryan Brewster, and is a player that's generally struggled for Sheffield United. He's been a bit better, to be fair, in the second half of the season. But overall, professional performance from Sheffield United. Onto the second leg, I think it's absolutely game over. They'll be absolutely fine going to Bramall Lane. It's all about that playoff final now for Sheffield United. And, they've got that horrible record in playoffs where they've not even won a playoff since the playoffs have been invented. They've not even won the playoffs. So they've got that against them. But I think they've got a great chance. They got the highest quality squad. They got 90 points in the league for a reason. You look at, by the way, the difference between the two teams. You go. Oh, we've just got in Premier League there. You look at the difference between the two teams points wise, and it absolutely showed. Sheffield United 90 points, Bristol City, 68 points. And by the way, Bristol City, the lowest points total ever to reach the playoffs. You can argue they shouldn't have really been there based off their points total, but they do deserve it. But I think that really shows how poor the Championship's been this season. There's not a lot of quality sides, bar the top 4, and you say that Sunderland have lost 5 matches in a row. Like, the top 3 are astronomically clear of everybody else. I think there's a big gap. I think there's a gap between Leeds, Burnley, and then the gap then to Sheffield United. I think performance-wise, Leeds and Burnley have been so far clear of Sheffield United. Sheffield United are kind of in their own league there, and you look at the rest, honestly, I really don't think there's a lot between them. Even look at Sunderland now. There's not a massive difference in ability, in my opinion, but from Sunderland all the way down to the bottom of the table. Like, considering how many places there is, I don't think the gap is absolutely huge. But I'd say fair play to Sheffield United. Fantastic win. Deserved win. And Bristol City is poor. It's poor. It's slightly embarrassing after the pitch invasion to perform like that. And just not good enough. At the end of the day, they'll have to go again next season. Fair play to them for reaching the playoffs. Just a shame it hasn't happened for them at all. And pretty much everything that could have gone wrong for them absolutely went wrong. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you wouldn't mind hitting subscribe, if you watch this point, please do hit subscribe. We do daily Championship content. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.